Hey guys, it's your humble host, or Kyo if you prefer, so I'm back with another video. I'm going to try to keep this short, but no promises. I know I haven't been active, I've been taking more me time and rest, and to focus on art. I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the media right now, from Tucker Carlson getting fired from Fox News, Matt Walsh getting hacked and attacked. You have stuff going on between Daily Wire and Lana with Crowder. You have stuff with Disney doubling down, destroying IPs, Little Mermaid, Peter Pan, and the Super Mario Brothers movie still kicking ass and taking names. So there's all kinds of stuff going on. You have stuff about Dr. Fauci and COVID getting exposed, more stuff, not surprising, stuff about Hunter Biden's laptop, stuff about the Ukraine war. There's just a lot going on right now, and it's so hard to keep up with all of it, much more make videos on it. So I've just been kind of floating around, trying to focus on me a bit more. Personal stuff, dealing with work. Actually just had a situation come up that kind of soured my employer, and I don't know if I want to stay there past my 1-year anniversary. So with that being said, I want to talk about, as the title implies, do not have minors in your Discord. Just don't do it. Now, there are exceptions. Excuse me, I about died. There are exceptions if you're a community brand, like I'm part of 3 servers, Crew the Cat, which is a community brand, Lackadaisy, which is a community brand, and Harpy McGee, which is a community brand. These are all known and published comic books and or animations. So their staff runs the server a particular way, their staff behaves a particular way. With that being said, I want to touch upon a situation that kind of proves my point that I've been following for the past few weeks, and I know there's so many that prove, hey, don't have minors in your server. It's just dumb. And I'm sorry if I offend any minors. My stuff is not geared toward minors whatsoever, so I'm not really apologetic, but I am sorry if this does offend the small children. With that being said, so the situation I have observed, which started from the furry community, and it just lit the community on fire. There's no saving it. The origins are bad. There's no saving it. I even have an anti-furry badge. Do not bring your shit here. Your shit is not welcomed here. So it started with someone by the name of Coyote Lovely getting outed for doing dumb shit and trying to get into the pants of a zoophile and child groomer. And Zaffo, the person's name is Zaffo, who is trans, and there's just all kinds of messed up shit with that individual. Anyway, Coyote Lovely tried to do a gay op. And there's other stuff that came out about Coyote Lovely in regards to a user named Zarkalo. The furry community, light it on fire. Just be done with it. It's better that way. That being said, this led to another situation, the one that I'm actually going to touch upon. You have a user who named Gilded Poo, and I'm going to call him GP for short, made a video back in August on Coyote Lovely in regards to Zarkalo and the like. His first video was, I believe, accusing a Coyote Lovely of having pedophile tendencies, if not being one himself. Anyway, an addendum was added and all that wonderful stuff. However, according to what GP, because this is alleged, and I'm actually going to post his latest video because there's a Google Drive, so go look at that for yourselves because he does have evidence to back up what he's saying. GP made some sort of tweet about Coyote Lovely, and I don't know if it's before the video that came out or afterward. I don't have that timeline or that specific detail. You had a particular user or server at that time, before Coyote Lovely was bumped off. The server, I believe, was a Senate run by an individual who goes by Queen Serafina, but his name used to be Stalin. And for those of you who remember, the Senate is a remake of an original server called The Barrel, which was run by Josh Vita. Josh Vita was from the Brony community, so anyway, Barrel is now Senate. Other people have abandoned the original Barrel, gone to Senate, run by Stellan, who now LARPs as a woman. Don't care for the rainbow shit. Take it elsewhere. Anyway, so Queen Seraphina and a few adult members of the mixed Discord server at the time, from what I'm understanding, adults and minors raided GP's server with adult content. Let me repeat that. You had a mixed server, members of a mixed age server, adult and minors, raid GP server with adult content. Now, to specify, because now people are saying, oh, well, you can't control the members of your Discord. Correct. You can't. The best thing that you can do is give them a warning or kick them out if they're really obnoxious and bring too much trouble to your own server. However, if you watch JP's video, you will see that Queen Seraphina entered the server, JP's server, before he got raided with the heinous shit. So Queen Seraphina appeared first, and then others followed and started to post the pornographic stuff. So JP, who is a troll, responded in kind and went to Queen Seraphina's server and raided his server, started post pornographic stuff in there. But it was a specific type, like zoo shit, the stuff that you see on 8kun. And I'm not defending any of this. I am anti-porn. I'm anti a lot of this. I think it's disgusting and vile, and you need mental help. Okay? So, just to make sure we're clear. Anyway, that being said, so GP raided back with his own type of vile shit. Now, what transpired, because this is key, and this goes into my point in a very, very spectacular way. Because GP got raided with adult content, he assumed that the server that he raided in kind was nothing but adults. Now, am I defending the raid either way? No, Discord raids are just stupid. They're a waste of time, and just, you need to go touch grass. Go find something else to do. My goodness. Anyway, with that being said, because I want to clarify how a raid works, for the most part, I've seen quite a few of them. I've had mine raided. When you get raided, it depends on how many people come in. You have at least one or two that will come in and start to observe and watch the interactions and take screenshots. And then you have another set, part of the same group, come in and start posting vile shit or trying to trigger the server or the mods or what have you. And they're the ones that start to stir up the server. And the first set that came in is coming to observe, watch, and possibly take screenshots to report back to the server that they originally came from. Okay? So, let me restate the facts again. You had a particular individual, the server admin of the time, I believe of the Senate, come in, quietly observe, while other members, adult members of his mixed server of adult and minors at the time come in and start posting pornographic shit. Now, let me also specify, because I did ask JP about this, the people who were posting, who were actually raiding his server, posting this stuff, were adult users. However, when GP responded in kind, because he is a troll, and I'm not knocking him, I'm just stating the facts, he assumed that this was an adult server. He assumed at the time the Senate was an adult server. Now, if you look at his screenshots, because I've seen this too, and I'm going to comment on this too, is the original setup for Queen Seraphina's server, whether it's the Senate or his own personal server, it was formatted differently before the raid, and then it got formatted and cleaned up post-raid, and the rooms were quite different. JP has screenshots of this in his video. So, goes back to my point, because if you have adult members of your server doing dumb shit like that, you either need to kick the dumbasses out or you need to at least close your door to your server, because no, you can't control the adult members of your Discord, but at the same time, you should not be encouraging it. If you're a server admin and you go in, whether you're there to lurk or personally post in part of the raid, why do you have minors in your server? How stupid are you? So, goes back to my main point. Do not have minors in your server, period. And this also brings up another point, because you can't control how other people behave, but if you're trying to run a server, and this is just in general, without the minor argument, if you're just trying to run a server in general, there are certain servers that, should not exist at all. There's certain groups of people that should not be together at all, just because they bring out the worst in each other, and it's a toxic environment. I've been a part of toxic Discord servers. It's like, ooh, this is all that happens in here. I actually got sexually harassed out of one, because it's just like, what is wrong with you people? I was following another situation, and I went in because I had court documents and whatever, and I'm just like, you guys are mentally fucked up. No, they're like, oh, well, we're just playing. No, I've asked you to quit very kindly, and it turned into full-blown sexual harassment. So, yeah, people are just lovely. Anyway, so you have certain groups that are just toxic for each other. They don't do anything for each other except for bringing out the worst. They don't help each other grow. If anything, they enable each other in the worst of ways. And that's for everyone to decide for themselves, to discern for themselves. But this particular situation, it's just proof. It's just a bad idea, especially when the server admin isn't mentally all there themselves. Whether it's the Senate or whatever server Queen Seraphine or Stalin has now, I don't care. Or whatever GP, whatever his server is. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say this again. If you are collecting certain types of media on your computer, whether it's zoo shit, or I don't care, you need mental health. You have issues that you need to fucking deal with. And as I said, I'm anti-porn, and there's been studies linked to what porn does to your brain, all that other stuff. I don't care, make fun of me. I don't give a shit. I'm not the one collecting this bio crap. I'm not the one with the problem. I don't care. That being said, I don't see how or why this logic fails to dawn on people when it comes to running a server of mixed ages. I really, really don't. As I said, I am part of 3 community brand servers. Nothing, as far as I can tell and have seen or heard, has really broken out in there as regards to weird shit. Crew is, I believe, an open Discord server. I'm trying to remember how I got the link, because I do not financially support Crew. I do, however, support Lackadaisy Patreon-wise, and that's how you get in there. But again, the staff, the server admins, all behave a particular way and conduct themselves in the server a particular way because they have minors. A lot of people do not think to do this or do not think to have specific rules. I have particular rules, and I don't have any minors in my server anymore. I did allow them a few years ago, but when I was streaming, I decided, hey, you know what? I don't have minors on my stream because there's stuff I want to talk about, and I don't want to accidentally get caught in the crosshairs or cross a line. So I made my server the same way. I don't want to babysit people in my Discord server. I don't want to babysit people on my YouTube channel, anywhere in my social space. No offense. I do not have kids. I'm not a mentor to anybody. So I don't have the patience for it. And I'm not your parents. I do not think your parents would appreciate me having these conversations with their children. I really, really don't. So I avoid doing so. I avoid DMs. And it's just like, this is my adult space. We joke about certain things that even I have my limitations. Obviously, no porn, no role playing, like get out, go away. I don't even allow advertising F crypto or NFT because those are just money laundering schemes. And no, invest in that shit at your own risk. With that being said, I don't have a lot of activity in my server, which is fine because all the people that are involved in my server, as far as I can tell, have moved on or, for the most part, involved in real life or building up their own brands. I have a mod who's creating a comic who does Gunpla. I have another one who runs her own server who does artistic stuff, and so she focuses on her own community. I have another one that got married about 2 years back and just went to go do real life. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. That is perfectly healthy. I do believe that there's a certain level of activity that's healthy for Discord, especially when you're trying to build up a brand, whether it's a comic book, music, what have you. And then there's an unhealthy level of activity that people just need to go touch grass, go mow your lawn, go fix your car, go change the oil, go do something, go clean the kitchen. I don't care what. Go do something. Get off Discord. But so I don't think Discord as a whole, the actual application is bad. The way it has been used, example, that situation is bad. I think a lot of people have flocked to it, either because they're lonely, they don't really have time for physical interactions with humans. And, you know, I can relate because I have a busy schedule. I'm tired. It's easier to look at text messages. It's easier to post stuff for people to look at later, or I'll have people post and I'll see what they put out, but I don't have to do that right then and there. There isn't that face right then and there. But also, there's a con to that because if you're constantly just having online interactions, you kind of, and I don't know if this is true for everybody. Well, actually, no, you know what? Never mind, scratch that. You can tell when somebody's been online way too freaking much and they have not had enough physical interactions in real life, whether that's friends, work, whatever, or just going to the store. You can tell because your language, the way that you interact with people, a lot of stuff changes when you are constantly online. Things that you would not think is a good idea to do in real life suddenly becomes a really good idea to do online. And hopefully people get what I'm trying to put out, and I don't have to go much into that. Say, for example, because we'll use a server I used to be a part of, or a community, Rakita Law. In real life, just in real life, if you have common sense, and you're generally a healthy person, not perfect, you have your own struggles, but in public, you will not bury your ass. You have to be, like, doing something in the dead of night, avoiding PD if you're doing that, just saying. But I'm talking about in general. You will not be burying your ass or your chest or what have you, exposing yourself in public. You'll get arrested, okay? So you will not be exposing yourself to strangers. Now, this is just in general, because I know there's physical places. Yeah, we're talking about in general. However, when it comes to stuff like Rakita laws, you have people who suddenly think, oh, it's a good idea to post all this stuff online. And they get angry about it when it's reposted in other places. So I know that doesn't have to do with particularly Discord so much, but it's just an example, and it kind of like goes out into the weeds of Discord interaction, because it has to do with people constantly being online, groups of people who should not technically be in a group, much less around each other at all. So anyway, with that being said, this is going on 20 minutes now, about, give or take. But I just kind of wanted to touch upon that. I don't have anything against children, teenagers, but for me personally, because I know this is something that a lot of people got after Gilded Pooh for, because he put at the end of his video that he does not give a fuck about the victims, that other people's children were not his responsibility, they weren't his kids. And you know what? A lot of people went, oh my god, how dare you? No, he has a point. He has a point. Now, he put it very vulgarly and very bluntly, but let me see if I can add a little bit finesse. I'm not close to him, so I'm not trying to speak for him, but I can understand for the most part what he is saying. Is he doesn't want to babysit other people's kids. I don't want to babysit other people's kids. I've put in a situation where I had to contact a child's parents, a minor's parents, online because they were posting shit that was technically illegal for them to post, and they were just mentally fucked up. They needed parent intervention. I had friends come to me saying, "Hey, can you help me with this?" Friends who were also minors going like, "Yes, I can do my best to help." And I did, and I didn't have the full patience for that situation. And looking back at it, I'm like, I could have handled that a little bit better. Lesson learned, hindsight's 2020. I just don't have patience for a lot of dumb shit. I'm not a parent, I'm not a mentor. But when it comes to what Gilded Pooh is being chastised for saying, I can relate. He has his own kid to worry about. He doesn't worry about other people's kids. Parents, deal with your kids. Get them the fuck offline. So he's not here to be a community guard. He's not here to police the community. He's just here to post videos. That was the entire point of what people were saying. And I think a lot of people have gotten wrapped up, especially when it comes to Discord, of being community guards or community policing. Yes, there's certain stuff to interact with and get involved with. But on the same token, there's only so much you can do before you just gotta fucking walk away. And it's like, you know what? You guys can just fucking eat each other. I'm out. So I understand completely what he is saying. And I can relate to it. I don't want to be responsible for other people's kids, especially online. No. Like, just no. Go find your parents before I do. I'll let your parents deal with you. But anyway, with that being said, I'm going to end it here. Moral story. Don't have minors in your Discord. Just don't fucking do it. It's not a good idea, especially when if you are part of a server that has minors in it and the server admin is just dumb, like encourages dumb shit. Leave before you get caught up in something, and I'm going to encourage you, leave, because it's more than likely going to implode or something's going to come out and you're going to get caught in the crosshairs, especially if you were more active in that server. So please just leave for your own sake and mental stability and health. Just leave. Anyway, with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next one, and night or day, good morning, good night, see you around.